What is up, guys, and welcome to a new market outlook. It is Monday the 10th of July, and we're going to be having a look at these major dollar pairs. So starting off with the dollar index. Dollar index has, of course, on Friday made a significant dumping towards the downside, pretty much what we've been waiting for the entire last week, and has seen a break of structure on the low, which took out this high. So after this break of structure, what do we expect? We expect a pullback. Where do pullbacks mostly originate from? From an area of demand. So currently there are two opportunities I'm looking for, either of course a fake out on this low and then the pullback to originate, or we're just going to see, of course, kind of like that slow but surely upside movement back up in towards around that 102,918 region. Just keep in mind that the most favorable trades, of course, on euro dollar, Aussie dollar, etc., are going to occur from either this area of demand or this area of supply. Trading from here is possible. However, I am kind of like holding preference to then wait until the dollar index hits one of the both zones, as trading from there is just far higher probability, but that's just an additional confluence that you can take when trading these dollar pairs. So that is it pretty much for the dollar index. Waiting for either a pullback towards the upside from this demand zone or for a further short from this area of supply. Overall, the daily is still looking good for further downside down in towards this demand, or of course a fake out / third touch of this overall trend line and this low. So that is currently the outlook for the dollar index. Now looking at Aussie dollar is still bullish, of course, over here on the daily. If we dive in towards the 4 hour, that's where the interesting price action is. On Friday, we saw a change of character on this high because this high broke this low. Now we saw a push up from this low in towards this high. Change of character meaning that you have some demand located over here. Overall, Aussie dollar is ranging. We have this high, which is still untapped. We can see the highs trying to take out the high over there. So there is liquidity above these highs, but there is also liquidity below this low. Meaning that once we swipe one of either the high or the low, we're going to see some kind of significant reaction with price just, of course, ranging and building up liquidity both on the sell side and buy side of the market. So currently just waiting for one of the highs or the lows to get swiped. Overall, preferably, I would like to see kind of like a push up higher. We're currently located inside this demand zone, so a change of character. Overall, this high has just kind of like failed, or this high over here has failed to push price below this low. So preferably I would like to see this high get taken at a certain point in time and then a tap in towards this supply zone before, for example, pulling back and then either seeing further upside continuation. What is also an opportunity is that if, for example, the dollar index still needs to move down lower in towards that demand zone, meaning that there is, if the dollar index pulls back in towards that supply zone, that could mean that we're going to see this low swipe. Then hopefully price will have reached that area of supply on the dollar index, and then you'll see once again a weaker dollar, meaning Aussie dollar back up in towards the highs once this low gets swiped. So that's it for Aussie dollar and what I'm looking for at the moment. Just quick tapping towards the 15, kind of looking at this lowest area of demand. Once we tap in towards there, just wait and see kind of like an internal break of structure and then trade Aussie dollar potentially back up higher. That is the only trade opportunity I see for now on Aussie dollar for the day ahead. Now euro dollar just missed out on this area of supply. Of course, kind of still have some supply located in this kind of like rangy price action over here with this high being liquidated. Overall, for euro dollar, what are we waiting for? Well, preferably what you want to see is, of course, this area of demand get hit. I'm not taking this sell for the buy candle because if you actually look at it, you can see that this wick over here already tapped into it. Still, I would still be looking to see for longs once we pull back in towards here. However, also again, on the contrary, keep in mind this is still your swing high, so we still have failed to take out this swing high, meaning that we are still bearish on the 4 hour. However, looking at the daily, of course, I am still looking for that further upside, and overall, after this breakout out of this descending price action, I am looking for those further longs. So yeah, just wait for a pullback potentially in towards this zone, look for those longs, or of course from this sell to buy candle, you can also look for those longs. Keep an eye on the 15 minute or on the 1 hour and see what the market provides us with. Pound dollar. So pound dollar also saw a beautiful push in towards the upside. Overall, pound dollar is still slightly on the messy side of things. Looking at it from a daily perspective, just drew this sell for the buy candle. I drew it from wick to wick, then you can see you tapped in. So pretty much this is your swing leg down from this low up in towards this high. Let me see, the high of this bullish candle is 128495 and the high of this candle is 128484, meaning that we have kind of like swept this high, but we haven't seen it close above it yet, meaning that there is not a new breaker structure as of now. So keep that in mind. Looking at the 4 hour, however, the 4 hour I would consider bullish now, so I am waiting for a pullback. Again, kind of like this, similar as on euro dollar, you've got some demand in here, but you also still got some fresh demand in this sell for the buy candle. So just waiting for a pullback in towards more favorable zone to then look for potential long. I drew some structure on the 1 hour. So looking at pound dollar on the 1 hour, this is your, this is your low, this is your high. So just waiting for a pullback in towards lower prices. Preferably, yeah, you would want to look for long from, let's say, here, as this is kind of like your best bet for a nice long, maybe even a swipe of the lows and kind of like a tap in towards somewhere here before looking for that further upside from pound dollar, because longing from here is just not really favorable in my opinion, as we of course are still in premium pricing. So you can still look for those shorts. For example, on your dollar, you just kind of want to see lower prices first, so you can look at the lower time frames to see if the internal structure is, for example, bearish, to look for those shorts. But yeah, pound dollar just messy, not really trading that for now. Kiwi dollar also very messy. I was looking for trades in here, but again, nothing really that nice overall. This is your high, and then you can look for a potential long in towards upside once again. Gold, yeah, so gold reacted to this area of supply, like I mentioned, reacted to this demand zone. Gold is also so messy. It's really summer prices, as you can see. It's just kind of like moving sideways in this range. Nothing really favorable. I'm still waiting for higher prices to take out all the highs and tap in towards this supply zone. So yeah, guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic day, and let's see what the markets provide us with. Thanks.